Hey everyone, it's Jake from Westcott, and today we're going to show you how to assemble your ClickBox. Let's start off with mounting the Bones mount onto our ClickBox adapter ring. So when you get it out of your box, the Bones mount will be nested inside of the ClickBox adapter ring. We're just going to go ahead and take that out. You'll see there's a bevel in there. We're going to go ahead and place the Bones mount inside of that bevel. You'll also have a small little bag of screws with washers. We'll go ahead and remove those. We'll go ahead and attach the washer onto the screw. Once we have all three screws with their washers on, we're going to go ahead and mount them onto our ClickBox adapter ring. And here you'll see three spots for the three thumb screws. So we're going to go ahead and just attach one by one and just attach it on there until it's secure. Again, don't over tighten, but make sure it's got a firm hold. Once you have your first one down, just rotate it and go to the next one. So now that we have that Bones mount attached to our ClickBox adapter ring, let's go ahead and attach the fabric onto it. So what we'll do is we'll go ahead and push two of the buttons on either side, and that's going to release the locking rod receivers and the hooks on the left and right side. Now once those are down, we're just going to go ahead and rotate it, press the other buttons down as well, and push all the locking rod receivers and hooks down. So at this point, all of them will be hanging down, okay? So from there, let's go ahead and grab our fabric, and we're going to start assembly. A quick note about the two different types of ClickBox adapter rings. You'll see here we have an example of the 1x3 or 2x3 ClickBox adapter ring. You'll notice that we have some locking rod receivers and then also some hooks, okay? But when we look at the Octa, it's nothing but locking rod receivers. So that's the only difference between the two. With the hooks, that just goes ahead and creates a tighter seal on the 1x3 and 2x3, which is why we have those hooks in place there. And with the Octa, you don't have to worry about that at all. Assembly is exactly the same on both. Let's go ahead and attach our softbox onto our ClickBox adapter ring. So what we'll do is we'll just start off with one rod. So I'm going to take my one rod and insert it into the locking rod receiver, okay? Once I have it fully inserted, I'm going to take this little piece of elastic, and you'll see there's a hook on this locking rod receiver. I'm going to go ahead and loop it over the hook and secure it, and I'm good to go. So I'm going to go ahead and do that on every rod. So I'm just going to go around in a circle here, and we're going to do that with every single rod. And I'll come back to the hooks in a moment. Now that I have all of my rods placed in, I'm going to go ahead and expand my box. So all we're going to do is we're going to take our ClickBox, and I'm just going to pull this back until you hear the click and it locks in. And I'm going to do this for each of the four rods here. Now, let's go back to our hooks. So now you can see our hook is here, and we have a little elastic tab here. I'm going to go ahead and just loop that into there, and then I'm going to pull the hook up and lock it in. And the reason why we have these hooks is to create a tighter seal around your modifier or your light, so you have a more light tight seal. Now that we have this all assembled, let's go ahead and mount it onto a light. We'll go ahead and attach our diffusion, and we'll show you how to add the optional 8-grit grid. So let's go ahead and attach this Bowens mount onto our light. So all we're going to do is, a Bowens mount has 3 tabs here. We're just going to line them up with the 3 tabs on our strobe. All we're going to do is we're going to push it in. Once it's fully seated, you're going to rotate till you hear the click, and we're attached. Now, if you attach this and it's slightly tilted or rotated, all you have to do is simply release a little bit on each of those screws that we attached earlier, and we can rotate our Bowens mount a little bit, or rotate the ClickBox adapter ring so it's in the right position and perfect for us. Once we have it in the correct position, we'll just go ahead and lock those back down, and we're good to go. Let's go ahead and attach our diffusion material onto our ClickBox. So I always like to start at the top, so I like to put each corner up there. Then you'll see there's some hook and loop tape up here. You can just seal that. And then I'm going to do the same thing at the bottom here. Just going to loop it over here. And there's also hook and loop tape on either side of the softbox. So I'm just going to go here and here, attach that, and then I'm going to go to the other side. Make sure everything's tucked in there, and I've got the hook and loop tape sealed, and we're good to go. Attaching the 8-grit grit is almost as easy as attaching the diffusion material. It's the exact same process. So again, I like to start at the top. You're just going to hook this over. And there's some hook and loop tape at the top here. You just go ahead and seal it there. Do the same thing we did at the bottom. Hook the bottom in here. And then we'll go ahead and seal the hook and loop tape on the sides here. Come to the other side. All right, and that's it. for the 2x3 ClickBox. To collapse your box, first locate the 4 release tabs. Start with one of the softbox rods. Pull the rod towards you while simultaneously pressing the button. Continue to do this with the remaining rods. Once you have collapsed all the rods, you can now go ahead and store your ClickBox. All right, everyone, that's it for today. If you have any questions on ClickBox assembly, feel free to leave a comment below. And as always, thanks for watching.